Everybody, welcome to another episode. Andi is already losing her mind. That's so good. Hey, I'm Rob.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Andi.
And this is
Everybody in the Conference Room.
That's right. Welcome to another episode. As always, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting the show. Make sure wherever you get your podcast that you subscribe. And if you leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, we will read it live on the air. Guys, somebody left us a 5-star this week, and I was waiting for the review. Because when you leave a 5-star review, it shows me, hey, you got 5 stars. But it takes a while for the review to populate.
Okay.
And so I was like, is it going to come through? And it did tonight.
Yeah, I didn't even know about it.
2 hours before recording. So we're going to read it live on the air in just a minute. Make sure you tell a friend about the show. Great, tangible way to help out. It's been doing amazing things, so please keep doing that. And make sure you check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/anofficepod, ANOfficePod. And tonight we're talking about Valentine's Day.
Yeah, you could catch a little lover's spat
We talk about
between Rob and Adam.
We talk about like good Valentine's Day, bad Valentine's Day, and then speaking of lover spat, Andi and I do a little bit of role play live.
Yeah, it was weird to be a part of that.
So you're gonna love it. So go check that out on Patreon. $3 a month gets you access to the after party at Poor Richard's, and that will be that good bonus audio that you're gonna want to listen to. So check that out.
Cheers.
And, cheers to that. And
Cheers to herself.
Cheers and cheers. She did cheers herself.
You guys didn't have to know that. You could have thought we were all like in on that. Like, go team.
Yeah.
No, I don't want them to think that.
And speaking of Patreon, we want to say thanks to our sponsors for this episode. That's right, we're talking about our $20 patrons, the assistants to the regional managers. We're talking about Saf and Mr. Brian, Banana Fana for frying me, my Mayan.
That's actually his middle name, if you didn't know that.
Sorry. I just had to get that out of my
Fofianum.
system. That's right. And you know what? Also, speaking of Patreon, because it's just on fire, we want to say welcome to a new patron who came on this week. We're talking about Michelle D. Thank you so much.
What up, Michelle?
Yes, so glad to have you on board.
Adam didn't clap for you.
She's been like super interacting on Twitter with us, which is really cool.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, we really appreciate that.
Yeah,
very cute.
The tweets.
So, speaking of that 5-star review, ladies and gentlemen, this came through today. Very excited. So the user is Hand NSNSS. So Handness.
Yeah, there's no way to read that.
And the title is very entertaining.
You know that they actually, like, that was a misspelling, and as we're reading it aloud, they're like, oh, I added too many N's.
Or they had a mild stroke while they were typing.
Oh, man.
But the title is very entertaining, which I feel like I need to read the review in that voice now. So this is the bod.
Man.
This is the bod of the review.
Yeah.
I love The Office so much. It is my favorite show. Even when I'm not watching it, I am looking at The Office pages on Twitter or on BuzzFeed. And I stumbled across the podcast, and I really enjoy listening to you guys talk about the show bit by bit. It really makes the show funnier. Now I listen to you guys whenever I'm driving or doing chores.
Your accent, like, keeps changing.
Or anything. I just really am amused by you guys talking about the show. I love it.
I feel like this person has a
monocle?
Monocle.
Yeah,
with
like
that
a monocle
voice.
and a big mustache.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
even if it's a woman, they have a monocle and a big mustache.
Women are more likely to have beards, like chin hairs. So,
So
like, if it's a woman, then it's a monocle and chin hairs.
There you go. So we just want to say thank
Like
you so
Adam's
much.
wife.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh, it's getting real,
kidding.
ladies and
I
gentlemen,
love
right
it.
out of the gate.
Andy's really feisty.
I love you very much.
And we love you, and thank you to Handsness for your review. That was really awesome. Thank you for that.
Hensness.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Hensness.
Handsness.
Hensness.
Great. So tonight we're going to break down season 2, episode 16, Valentine's Day. Very appropriate for the month of August. And then we're also going to take a look at the Jim Prank leaderboard. No prank this time. All business from Mr. Jim Halpert. And then we're going to head over to that good Dunder Mifflin subreddit and look at some quality content from Mr. Adam Jones. Do you have like a bad, like a really, like a horrible post for us tonight?
No, it's not horrible.
I knew it.
It's good.
That's good.
He's researching one right now. No, just kidding.
This guy comes prepared.
Can I have a
I
confession?
know, that's true.
Hit me.
I
What is your-
save them, and I'm like, during the week, I'm like, yes, I want, and yes, and yes. And then I get here, and I'm like, Oh yeah, I gotta decide which one.
There's so much good stuff.
There is. I never am short on it.
There you go. I love it.
So I gotta just find the right one.
And then, hey, so tonight, before we jump in, a couple of things. I just want to remind folks, right now, if we head over to our podcast page, I believe we're sitting at like right under 2,700 overall downloads.
Oh, sweet.
You guys
So
are amazing.
if-
Get us to cake.
When we hit 5,000,
Yes.
we are going to do a live stream recording of the next episode.
I'm kind of
Wow.
nervous, guys.
So you're going to be able to.
If they're going to edit, it's going to be me.
There's going to be zero editing.
So that means that you get Andy unfiltered.
That's right.
You guys should be kind of nervous.
Yes, you should. Now, what we're excited about this is we're going to live stream record the episode. So you're going to be there during the recording process, and then it'll be a cool environment for us to be able to kind of interact with you in the middle of the episode. So we're really looking forward to that. It's going to be cool. We'll do that at 5,000 downloads. We will also have cake.
Yes.
Cake.
As promised by
Shelby.
Shelby the Cake-a-thin.
That's right.
Cake.
The Cake-a-rilla.
Shelby the Cakester will
That was
make us
better.
a,
That
she
don't
will
know
make
why
us
I
a cake
tried.
at 5,000, and we will eat it live on the air in front of your face.
Yeah. We'll do like a bunch of like,
We can do like wedding
And-
cake style, you know, like push
Feed
it
each
into
other.
Yeah, like feed it.
Like
Dude,
smash
that,
it.
that would be so weird.
so
go.
exciting.
So we're on the road to 5,000, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be awesome.
Mainly for cake. But
That's right. Now, are you guys ready to jump into Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
With both feet and your butt?
do it. Do
Butt
it.
first into Valentine's Day?
Yeah, butt first. I
Cannonball.
think that's called a cannonball. Yeah.
All right, so tonight, Jim is single. Kelly and Ryan finally hook up. Dwight is the bobblehead. And Michael is going to get himself a New York slice. This is Valentine's Day, Season 2, Episode 16 of The Office. All right, so the episode opens and it is Valentine's Day in the office, and everybody's getting into that good holiday mode.
Like who?
Like Pam. You see that
Okay.
new hairdo that she is sporting?
Oh, that's true.
The
It was all
Hedy.
like
She's like kind of.
curly and frou-frou and
Do you?
I was gonna say spiked, but really
Spiked?
just teased.
No,
I think
no,
I
no,
meant
no.
teased.
She's almost got like a good, like almost like a perm going, sort of.
Yeah,
Like,
is that a perm?
is that what you call a perm?
No, I think she must have diffused her curls and added mousse. Wow.
Oh,
Oh wow!
Ladies and
well,
gentlemen.
welcome,
Proofed it.
welcome, Jonathan.
That's right.
What's his name to the show?
Jonathan,
Mr. Hairstyle.
Queer Eye Jonathan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Ladies and
what he,
gentlemen-
Honestly,
that's
we're
what he likes to
besties.
be referred to.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new segment here on Everybody in the Conference Room, Andy's Cosmetic Corner.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah.
When it's time to froof your hair for a special.
Froof, is that
Froof.
Is
Yeah,
that
it's a thing. Girls
okay.
know.
Okay.
Girls
excellent.
know.
Yeah, he has
Get all
a specific
froofy.
word. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
Yeah,
you.
okay. For a
Froof your hair.
special holiday edition in the office, throw it over, mousse it, scrunch, 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 throw it back, diffuse, voila.
All I saw was Andy doing this.
That's the hair scrunch. Scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. You know, ladies,
Yeah.
hands in the air, like grabbing.
Yeah. Squeezing, grabbing and squeezing with your hands in the air.
Yeah, you can't see what Andy's hands were doing, but it looked very.
I was scrunching.
She was scrunching her moussey hair. That's
Ladies who have curly hair know a good scrunch.
Y'all know.
Okay.
So yeah, Pam's rocking that good new hairdo for Valentine's Day.
Okay,
She's gonna
that's true.
impress
She
Roy.
got into it. I think she was even wearing pink.
Yeah, she had like a pink cardigan.
Yeah.
Is that what that's called? A cardigan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We learn something new every day.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been Andy's Cosmetic Corner, ladies and gentlemen.
See you next week.
Ba-ba-da-da-da-da.
Like that's almost like a circus
It's a
song.
circus.
But then she
Yes,
made
it
her
is
own.
kind of
So I love
wild.
that. Oh my gosh. So then the first of many large bouquets arrive.
I'm telling you, Phyllis is doing something right.
She loves me. Because this huge rose bouquet pops in, and it is for Phyllis. And Pam lets us know that that her and Roy are saving for the wedding. So she told Roy, like, hey, no big gifts or anything for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And then
And Murray was like, it's Valentine's Day.
yeah, for real. Yeah, right. He's probably like, yes.
Yes.
Still riding the wave of
said.
that Prism Duro Sport from Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
And then I believe it's Meredith who goes and reads the card just to be sure and sees Love Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration.
Yeah. In case you didn't know, that's his profession.
There you go. So then we found out that Michael is leaving to go to New York. He's going to head to corporate for a meeting with Jan and some of the higher ups. but he's going to leave Dwight in charge. First, Dwight is like, can you want me to come with you? And he's like, no, that would be the worst. He's going to stay, and Dwight is going to call the shots. And we probably won't talk much about this later, but for an episode where Dwight is left in charge of the office, he really sort of like...
Nothing much happens.
Yeah, he sort of like keeps himself in check. Like he doesn't let it go to his head
somehow.
Nailed it just in the sense that he didn't fail.
Yeah, maybe is it because Valentine's Day is so on his mind that he's got bigger fish to fry?
He was distracted by a lady.
Could be.
Yeah, we'll get
Happens to the best of us.
And so then Michael basically talks about that he's going to be seeing Jan. Dwight is like, you're going to be seeing Jan on Valentine's Day, because you guys screwed his fraternity. And Michael is just like, oh God, you're the worst.
And for Michael to think that, well...
Well, so then we have a clip right here, but Michael makes it clear that, hey, when it comes to Jan, he's not going to be saying anything because, well, she sent him an email. Check this out.
This is a business trip. I would have to be a raving lunatic to try to talk to Jan about what happened between us. Her words, not mine. She sent me an email this morning. But it is Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
It's New York, city of love.
Of course.
Is it?
No.
No.
I think it's the city of rats in the street.
Now,
Paris, on
That's
the other
the city
hand,
of love.
I learned that today by my husband, who's giving me the eyebrow, who needs the credit. So you're welcome.
I was going to let it ride, but thank you.
That eyebrow was very telling.
That was just between you and I.
I turned around and I said, "Is it?" Just like you.
New
and
York.
he said, "I said, is it New York?" And he said, "It's Paris."
I believe what I said was, no, it's Paris.
There it is.
So,
Just like that.
handled it great. So then as Michael's getting ready to leave, he tells Pam, like, you heart NY, you want me to bring you anything? And she's like, no, I'm good. No present. But Oscar says, hey, the best present that you could bring back would be doing an awesome job in front of the new CFO. And Michael makes it clear, hey, when it comes to New York, I own this city. It's going to be great. I'm going to nail it. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
We believe you, Michael. We believe
And Oscar's
you.
face just looks so like judgy at that
He's
moment.
like-
Did he?
And we just failed.
Yeah.
Did he inspire confidence for the troops, or did he
No.
give them a cause to update their resume?
No, they definitely are
Or
worried about
update
that.
Dwight's.
Dang it. Yeah, you don't have to worry about Dwight. It's already out there. So then Michael is on his way to New York, making the drive, which we took the time to Google how far is Scranton, PA from NY? 2 hours, 14 minutes. Nice little commute.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
That's, That's how long
could
when
do
I
it in
went
a
to school
day.
in Chicago, that's how long it took
Oh,
To
baby.
get to where?
to get to
School?
school. Not from like when I was visiting home, like to drive in
Oh,
between.
okay.
So it's not too bad. I mean, it
Great
is what it is.
opportunity. You can get a coffee.
Yeah,
You can listen to 2 episodes of your favorite podcast.
that's right.
Everybody in the conference room.
Yep.
So there you go.
Mine was sweet, yours was evil.
Yeah, I channeled that metal. Everybody in the conference room.
Oh,
So
wow,
anyways,
it's going way back.
yeah, I love it. So he says he's on his way to New York. The city so nice, they named it twice. The second name is
He's
Manhattan.
not.
Dang it, Michael.
Yeah. Yep.
There you go. So Jim.
I've never been to New York.
Yeah. Once on a road trip, we
Oh,
stopped
cool.
in.
Road tripping where?
We road tripped out east. So from Wisconsin, went all the way kind of down around the lakes and then up to Maine, and then went down all the way to, oh boy, Virginia, and then I think we turned. And then
Virginia.
went back.
Sweet.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
New York, New York.
New York, New York.
There you go. Never been. Someday. So then Jim is we find out that he's excited about Valentine's Day. He's not with anybody. He's single. So there's no pressure. He can kind of take it easy. He's going to get together with his buddies. They're going to play cards. He's going to win a bunch of money. It's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Jim for you this
Not
week.
bad plans.
Yeah. But then as we go back into the bullpen, Dwight is sitting down at his desk, and there is a box waiting for him there. And he definitely goes into Dwight mode. Like, what is this box? Who left it here? Like,
He's handling it very meticulously.
indeed. And then he pulls out a Swiss Army knife, and proceeds to sort of cut it open as if he were like a bomb diffuser. I don't even like.
It looks very. Yeah, he's worried. It's like he's
Like
worried something's gonna happen.
Like imagine like a late '80s action film when somebody's trying to defuse a bomb. That's what he looks like in this moment.
Yes.
But he opens it and.
Wait, hold on. His desk mate is Jim. I think he has reason to be that careful if you think about it.
Wait, do you think Jim, like Jim is like, hey, I'm going to put your resume, pranked you. Hey, I'm going to put your desk in the bathroom, pranked you. Hey, I'm going to put a live bomb on your desk on Valentine's
Or something gross.
It's probably just confetti.
Oh, like a confetti bomb?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
Or
okay.
like a fart bomb.
Or like one of those pies that like comes out of the box.
Yeah.
Pie you in the
I feel like
face.
that happens in cartoons and nowhere else.
Yeah.
I'm only laughing because I'm thinking that would be awesome.
To get a pie in the face.
Andy would love
To
that.
see it or get it. That was
Oh, good. I was hungry.
Yeah, for real. Like, oh, I love pie. This really is a great Valentine's Day.
Andy thinks.
You know me too well.
Man, we know. Write down. Andy thinks pies are really
She
funny.
is losing it right now. Oh my gosh.
I'm just imagining sitting at your
She's like, and how convenient. I don't even have to use my hands. The pie's in my mouth
Yeah.
already.
just in my face.
Oh, the way I like it. Pie and
I
fast.
don't know why I think that is so.
Oh my
I'm just
gosh.
imagining a pie out of a box
Okay.
into the face.
Good old
Oh,
pie
that's
face.
good.
But as he's
I love that didn't even happen, but we're going.
But it's
down
one of the-
road
Hypothetically,
as
it's
if it
really
did.
funny.
It didn't even happen, but it's your favorite part of this
Oh,
episode.
I love it.
So as he opens the box, though, he pulls out a bobblehead, and it's him. Dwight is the bobblehead.
Wow.
And he is stoked. He kind of makes eyes over to Angela, and she doesn't look over, but you can tell that she's like happy that he's so happy.
Doesn't she
yeah.
give a smirk? She
Yeah.
gives a
Side
smirk.
smile.
Yeah. And Dwight has a bobblehead of himself, which is actually, I think is actually pretty
I
cool.
want one of those.
I dig
Oh,
it.
that's rad.
You dig.
That was very sweet of her.
Yeah, that was a great gift. Great gift.
Mm-hmm.
So then we go back to Michael, and he has arrived in New York, and he's hitting the town hard. This guy's walking everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that one of the things that he loves about New York, he wanted to get there early because he wants to hit up his favorite New York pizza joint and get himself a New York slice. And he crosses the street to a Sbarro.
Now, I need some context for us because
I know.
I don't think I've ever eaten at one. I assume it's a
I-
chain that you can eat at anywhere.
Well,
Is that what it is?
Rob was cracking up, and I don't.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
get it.
This would be the equivalent. Okay, so growing up, Sbarro was like in every food court, in every mall,
Okay.
everywhere.
Everywhere.
So being excited about going to New York to get a slice of Sbarro would be like him. It would be like him walking down the street and be like, "I'm here to get a New York slice," and then crossing the street to like a Little Caesars. Like,
Yeah,
it's
okay,
just-
I get it.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's high.
Yeah.
It's going to be higher quality than Little Caesars, but it's just like the most like
Like,
chain.
it's not unique. to
Yeah.
New York
Yeah.
You're like
by
expecting
any
him to
means.
pop into like Giovanni's and get himself a slice.
Yeah, I was
you
gonna
know?
say because like I didn't really ever spend time really in New York, but I did in Chicago a lot.
Yeah.
And there's definitely probably select 3 I would say that are big names there for deep dish, and there's specific places you would go that
That's so
not
funny.
that.
Oh, it's
The
so
only
good.
thing that made that unique to New York is that he almost got hit by a bus.
That's true.
Yeah,
yes.
that is the unique part.
Absolutely. So then we cut back to the office, and Kelly is telling Jim that she's so happy that her and Ryan finally hooked up. And what I love about this conversation is that the entire time that she's talking to Jim, he's slowly backing to the door, opening the door. He's basically outside the door and just sort of leaning his eyes like through the crack of the door as he's
Yes.
trying to go. And she just can't take the hint. She can't take the hint that he's
Oh,
trying to
she
leave.
Yeah.
honestly, Kelly's smarter than she appears. She knows. She just doesn't care. She's like, okay, Jim, like I've got more to say. I'm finishing my thought.
Oh my gosh. And then we cut over to Ryan, who basically is like, I hooked up with her on February 13th. What was I thinking? Which,
Yeah,
Wild hair.
just
lots
wait
of
48
stress.
hours, bro.
just wait a little bit longer.
Dang it. So then we come back to Michael, and he's just all over the city. This time he's at Times Square, and he said it's called Times Square because of the good times that you have there.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, that's clever.
Totally.
Yeah,
Totes my guts.
could be.
And then he said, tourists, when they come to New York, they immediately go to Empire State Building, and it's so touristy. Me, I come here.
Tourist.
This is the heartbeat.
Tourist?
Tourist?
Tourist.
Tourist?
Tourist.
Turst.
Test.
Turst.
Fred Turst.
Tourist.
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 Is that the proper?
I say tourist.
What did I say?
Tourist.
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 All the tourists go over
That
to.
sounds
all the
that sounds very Midwest.
All the tourists go to Empire State Building.
You're from California, boy.
I've been in
tourist.
Utah for like 3 years though. Like I'm.
What?
making-
This isn't Midwest. What? You're in Utah, boy. It's tourists.
He says when you go, the tourists go to the Empire State Building.
There we go.
But he goes to Times Square, because he's not one of the tourists.
Yeah.
So then we cut back to the office. Another huge bouquet has arrived, and it's for Phyllis. And Pam is starting to get a little bit jealous.
A little testy.
I am too. It's not even Valentine's Day, and I'm thinking, what? She has a flower for every day of the year.
That's true. You know who else is getting jealous? Meredith.
Yeah, she is.
I wonder who she was
I know.
expecting. Adam.
That's what I'm saying. Who does Meredith have?
Whoever she was sleeping with at
dude.
the office recently.
The captain from the booze cruise.
Oh, yeah, Captain, whatever his name was. Yeah.
There it is. Step
dang
it up, Cap.
Yeah.
He couldn't have sent her some seaweed or something. Dang it.
Steering wheel.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. So then we go back to Michael, and he's on the streets, and he's going to hit the subway. He's like, it's efficient. It gets you where you need to go. We're going to check out the New York subway. But then he immediately aborts that mission because, and I quote, he saw a guy pooping in a cardboard box.
Yeah. He's very confident going down until he sees that.
Yes.
That is a man with no kids. I'm like, what? That's a Friday night for me.
Kids pooping in cardboard.
Sure.
Strange
you
men
Not even
pooping in
mine.
cardboard.
Our neighborhood's really
Just
weird.
I
children.
know. We got to move, and then he's at Rockefeller Center, checking out the ice skating rink, apparently where the New York Rangers sometimes practice.
Somehow I doubt that.
And then as we're looking at the ice skating rink, he sees Tina Fey.
Yeah, big deal.
He's like, guys, it's Tina Fey. He goes over there to say hi to her. Turns out it's not Tina Fey.
And it was my sister.
Definitely
But
not.
truly, it was a sister look-alike.
Oh,
She
really?
Yeah,
That's
she
funny.
looked like my sister.
And then while he's distracted with fake Tina Fey, Conan O'Brien walks by. And once the camera crew notifies him, Michael is so disappointed. I love that he's like really mad at them. He's like, "You was here right now? When I was talking to the fake Tina Fey?
Yes.
Oh, come on!"
And it's so funny. I remember when I first watched The Office a long time ago, I didn't know who Conan O'Brien was, but he is my favorite late night show host.
Sure.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
really like Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, he's great.
Oh my gosh.
If you were to see him in the city, would you go and say something?
Oh, absolutely.
What would you say?
Oh, I just feel like, can I get a picture with you quick?
Let's do a little bit of role play right now. I'm Conan
Yeah,
O'Brien.
we're all about the role play
and
right
you're
now.
you.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. I'm Conan O'Brien. I'm walking. Oh, hey, I'm Conan O'Brien.
Hey,
everybody.
Conan, can I get a selfie
Huh, what?
with you
Huh?
quick?
Oh, wow.
Whoa, Adam, you carry that selfie stick with you everywhere you go.
Yeah,
don't
look at
you?
that. Way
Here
up
it
here.
is.
Okay,
Way up
okay,
here.
wait. Yeah. Oh,
It's
okay.
already.
Oh, wait, you blinked.
Great.
Oh, man.
Oh, sorry, you only get one. See ya.
Sorry.
I'm Conan
Why
O'Brien,
is,
everybody.
why is Conan running down the street?
He's
Adam,
running.
why are you chasing him?
He's a really tall guy.
Yeah.
You ever seen him? He's tall.
That's what I've heard. I've never seen him
I think
in
he's
real
like
life,
6'4".
but he's like huge.
Uh-huh.
How much of it is that little wave of his hair, though?
Yeah, the wave is
It's
good.
only 4 inches of it.
Mm.
Not that big of a deal.
There you go, Conan O'Brien. Conan O'Brien, everyone.
Adam's super tall too, everybody. So
Yeah.
The selfie stick worked.
I just don't have the red hair.
That's right. You could if you wanted to. You could rock it.
I could dye it.
Yeah, you could be a ginger.
Ginger.
Ginger. So then we go back to the office, and Dwight sort of nonchalantly comes over and has a side conversation with Angela to just say, like, hey, did you see that cool Valentine's Day gift I got? Whoever it was from totally rocked it. Playing their little game. But he's just really excited. So glad that she got it, that he got that Valentine's Day gift. And then she sort of insinuates, like, yeah, I haven't really got anything yet. And he's like, oh, yeah, well, don't worry. The day's not over.
Mm-hmm.
And then she walks away.
Panic.
And he's totally panicking.
Yeah, he doesn't know. He must have not been expecting anything.
Oh, for sure.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
You guys are going to have to listen to the Patreon to figure out which one of these two had an experience like that.
Mm.
Oh, baby.
Won't tell you.
Yeah.
Won't tell you. So then we go back to Michael, and he is still walking through the city. And he just says that, he has a dream to live in New York. He could work at corporate with Jan. It would be really awesome. And that New York is like, it's like Scranton, but it's on acid. No, wait. Actually, it's on speed. Actually, it's like Scranton on steroids is what it's like.
Yeah, I mean,
good.
it's just funny that he's trying to compare the two because they're nothing. There's not anything similar. Did I tell you guys I've been to Scranton, Pennsylvania?
No. What?
On this road trip that I was just talking about that we took, we stopped in Scranton.
Oh, baby.
And we didn't really stop anything for like the office, but there was a spot that we go cliff diving. Long story short, my friend.
Wait, you went cliff diving in Scranton, Pennsylvania?
There's a spot. And I went with two
my
friends.
gosh.
One of the friends did not do it, but this was a cliff jumping spot where it was a 90-foot jump.
Oh my
Yikes.
gosh.
Yeah.
That does not sound
It was
fun.
very dangerous. And there are signs all over the place saying not to do it. So, like,
So
I
you
mean, like,
didn't.
it was very, like, there were rock, like, imagine 90 feet between where you jump in the water and then there's rocks on both sides of where you jump.
No.
Yeah, so that's my experience in Scranton.
That's that good stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's where they're doing their next company retreat, I hear.
Me? Them? Who?
No, the office. But
Oh, well, they live there though. Oh, they're gonna go like
I
jump.
know.
Oh my gosh.
Me? Who? You?
Wait, who?
What? Huh?
You?
We're in Utah, folks.
How are we
Yep.
doing that?
So then, this is interesting. Okay, so then Michael is. It kind of looks like he's asking directions, and he's been walking for a long time, and then he comes to a river.
Been to the
What?
desert on a horse with no name. When you were walking forever, that song, it seems appropriate. No?
I want you to keep going.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Keep singing. So it's crazy because he was at Times Square, okay, and he was at Rockefeller Center, and I'm looking at a map of New York City. To walk from Times Square to Rockefeller Center is like 5 city blocks.
Okay,
Okay, it's not. I mean, it's
that's
doable.
not horrible.
Yeah, it's not far.
But he ends up at a river,
Okay.
and he says this is either the East River or the Hudson. In order for him to have been at Times Square and to walk all the way to one of the rivers, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's at least, he didn't say which one it was, but he's at least walking like 7 to 9 city blocks to end up at one of the rivers.
This is after a 2-hour drive and pizza.
And then realizing that he's in the wrong spot. And then he ends up back sort of towards like what seems like Midtown Manhattan. So this guy was like all over the place on foot.
My
Yeah,
gosh, what
it's a lot
time
of
did the
walking.
meeting start?
I don't know, but
Because
Yeah,
he
when
got
we
there
left,
super early.
the office was already open, so it had to have been. He didn't leave until 8. Got there around 10.
Yeah, I don't know. This guy was all over the place seeing the sights. I love it.
All right, go for it, Michael.
So then he's back where he needs to be for the corporate meeting, and he's getting ready to go in, but he says, hey, when it comes to this presentation, there's a lot of pressure. Like he feels like Michael Jordan at the NBA playoffs, or maybe like Stormin Norman Schwarzkopf, and this presentation is Desert Storm. And if he can nail it, we won't have to deal with those Iraqis anymore.
I did that nose laugh because I don't get it. but-
Is this-
Oh, boy.
Is this another joke that doesn't age well?
No, it doesn't. It would not
Dang.
be allowed.
So as we go back to the office, Jim is on the phone, and it sounds like it's a buddy of his who maybe was initially going to come play cards but can't make it tonight, and so the guy's not going to make it. But then a huge teddy bear arrives, and guess who it's for?
Phyllis.
That's right. Bob Vance Refrigeration has now bought her the biggest teddy bear.
It's like the size of a couch, friends. Like you can lay it down in your living room and be comfortable.
It's like a beanbag chair.
He must be well-to-do because to
Indeed.
get that delivered, that has to be hundreds of dollars.
How do you know that he wasn't the delivery guy in disguise?
Because it was not him.
Well, think about it this way. He's a man in refrigeration. How many people do you know who own refrigerators?
Sure.
Boom.
Oh, everybody.
There you go.
That
See?
actually okay. That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
I get.
And then
what you're
how
saying.
many refrigerator salesmen do you know?
We're in the wrong business, guys.
Not
Yes.
many.
This should be the last episode of the podcast, and we should open a refrigeration business.
If you never hear from us again,
Everybody in the conference room, refrigeration. Anyways, I love that Kevin says man, that thing's as big as me. And then the delivery guy has the cojones to say, no, it's not.
Yeah.
No way.
No.
Dang it, dude.
That's a little rough.
Yeah, that's heck of
People
messed
have
up.
been punched in the face for less.
Kevin was
by
going to
me.
fight Roy. I mean, he could have
Yeah,
thrown
sure.
down
Oh,
for a
yeah.
moment.
Yeah, maybe
I
just
mean,
in
he
defense.
also was hiding behind boxes in hopes that he wouldn't have to.
I mean,
But
that's true.
Yeah.
But Roy was way more intimidating than this delivery guy.
Yes.
sure.
Kevin
Yes.
could have took him. No problem. Just M&M's in the eyes and then
Yeah,
punch, over. It's done. Stuff him inside the big bear. No one will ever find.
Yeah, they drag it outside.
There you go. So then we cut back to Michael, and he's officially inside. He is arriving at the meeting. He is kind of schmoozing with the other regional managers who are there. You got a guy from Albany, some
Yeah.
of these other places. And he's like, yeah, it's great. Now we have time to catch up.
Nothing.
Silence. This is that good awkward
I'd
silence.
say that's pretty common for like when I feel like there's times where like male managers get together, they like for some reason they just don't know what to talk about.
It's like maybe this is an opportunity where we can just have some good silence. So let's
Yes.
just be quiet
Just
for a while.
nod your head,
yes.
smile, side eye each other every once in a while.
Yeah, and then I also wonder how did these guys become managers, including Michael Scott,
Indeed.
Sure, all of them except one.
except for the one.
Indeed.
Oh,
Josh.
we're all
He looks
thinking of
like-
the same one.
He looks like a Barbie.
Yeah,
talking about
he's got
Josh?
that cool like hair.
Where's
Yeah.
Where's Josh the...
He that is in wherever Jim moves to.
Exactly.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
a spoiler.
Dang it.
Where is it?
Okay, so Craig is Albany.
We
Craig
have
is...
so many listeners right now screaming it.
I know, for real.
Okay, we're moving on.
Craig
we're
is
moving
the
on. Either
tool
way,
bag.
somebody we know
Josh,
is not there.
The Office. I want to know where he's from. No, we're going to do it. Josh Porter is
Yeah, Josh Porter. Yep.
the Stanford.
Stanford.
Oh, gosh.
Gosh. Yeah.
Well, if you're not listening anymore, we totally understand.
Yeah. Sorry.
So he gets to meet up with those guys, and then, hey, got time to catch up, and silence. That's great. So then we go back to the office, and Dwight comes over to Pam's desk, and he wants to speak with her privately, and she's like, Dwight, you can't fire me. But no, he's
reaction.
he's really reaching out. He
I
wants,
think it's so sweet that he always goes to Pam.
Yeah.
That's a sweet friendship.
and this is once again, context. This is a day when Dwight is in charge.
Yeah.
Instead of going power trip mode, he is being incredibly vulnerable with Pam.
He's got
Yeah.
a woman on his mind.
That's right, ladies.
Mm.
So
we do that to men.
that's right. There you go. You can't fire me, and
throw
he's
that
like,
out there.
please, Pam, just come on.
Yeah.
And he needs some advice on what to get his nameless girlfriend for Valentine's Day. And he's trying to describe her, and Pam is like, yeah, and tightly wound, and he's like, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's like that's endearing.
Like,
sort of.
Yeah, very
yes,
endearing.
that's wonderful. She is.
So Pam says it's not about the thing; it's about getting something that has meaning. Like it's the thought that counts.
Yeah, I can't. I'm bad at this.
And Dwight is like, "Oh, you mean like a ham?"
Ham. What does that mean?
Here's the deal, though. Think about Dwight.
What?
If you're in Dwight's shoes, yes, getting a bobblehead was great. But if you get like a big ham on your desk for Valentine's Day, I'm not disappointed.
Or maybe because
Yeah, I
'cause
mean,
he's a bit of
sure.
a farmer, so maybe to him it means like money, and then like he would look at slaughtering a pig for food as a very like provision
Oh, there you go. See,
sort of
Oh,
like
maybe.
stance.
There you go.
Like
I love
I
that.
will
True.
provide for
yeah.
you.
Like the thought that counts is
care for you.
I raised this animal,
yeah, it's my
I
baby
slaughtered this animal, I went through the
Sacrificed
hard
it.
work, I
out of love.
got you the primest cut
Yeah.
of ham.
The primest.
Now
There you go.
have a feast
Enjoy this feast of ham.
that I have provided for
There you go. See?
Farmer
Yeah.
Dwight.
But Pam says no. It's
like
it's not a ham. You just want to really
Please don't
let
do
them know that you care. To which Dwight responds, "Great, I got it. I have an idea. Shut up."
Yeah.
And then he leaves.
I don't care.
Good
Shut
old
up.
Yeah. So then, as we cut back to the guys at the meeting, they're starting to cut it up a little bit, and we find out that Craig from Albany, he was told by Jan that he needed to fire 4 people, and when they ask him what did he do, he's like, "No, I didn't do it. I just ignored her." And they start to kind of cut it up and talk crap about Jan, and then it's Michael who sort of jumps in and defends her. And Craig is like, "What's the big deal, man? You like Jan? Why do you like Jan?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know. Maybe because she's my girlfriend."
She's not even
Yikes.
a girl who is a friend.
That's
to
true.
him. She is not even close to
Right.
that.
Right.
But then Michael proceeds to just spill the beans on them hooking up and all that good stuff. Hooking up in quotes.
hooking up Not really, but sort of.
Hooking up hooking up in quotes.
Like, yeah.
I was trying to think of an example, and everything that popped in my head was very inappropriate. So I was like, oh, I can say that. So
Yeah.
there you go. And now we have a clip here because as we cut back to the office, speaking of hooking up, Kelly is sort of filling in Jim on her intentions for Ryan and sort of what the future might look like
And
when
Jim is
Ryan
riveted.
when Ryan walks in. And yes, Jim is riveted. Check this out.
I don't know what he's thinking, but I would just be so psyched if we just dated forever.
I take it slow. Because it seems like a lot of the time, things like that need
Some good wisdom from Jim right there.
Mm.
And then Ryan walks in,
Goodness.
He's got to explain. Soda.
and here we go.
Hey, so do you want to do something tonight, or?
Oh, no, not while I'm here.
I mean, I know it's Valentine's Day or whatever, but there's totally no pressure at all, whatsoever. So.
I can't tonight. I have plans with my friends.
Okay,
Oh.
that's cool. I
Okay,
completely understand.
cool. Okay.
Good talk.
Wow.
Good game. Good game.
I mean, the thing I'll say is good on Ryan. Incredibly direct.
Yeah, wow.
Wait, hold on. Pause.
Mhm.
She's wearing a pink shirt, Pam, and a purple skirt. Like, this girl is full on Valentine's Day. And she has a headband that's red.
Okay.
Every Valentine's Day color is on her.
So we're paused immediately after Ryan leaves, and we're getting a shot of like Pam leaving, Phyllis at her desk full of flowers, and Meredith in the back looking like she's incredibly annoyed.
Well, what's funny
Yes.
is Pam is leaving the desk because she dropped off another bouquet of flowers.
That's right. But here's the thing: you're saying Pam is wearing the pink shirt, the purple skirt. It kind of looks like Phyllis is wearing the exact same thing.
Yeah, Phyllis
Not
is
the exact same
definitely.
thing, the
Well,
same
she's wearing.
colors.
Yeah.
It's
like-
wilder. It's old ladyish.
It does. It has like. Is that called paisley?
Paisley. That's definitely paisley. It's purple, pink.
Can I sit in on
Paisley.
the next Andy's cosmetic corner
Please do.
Yeah.
I actually have a lot of strong opinions
about paisley?
How to
about
dress.
you.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Okay, great. So.
Oh, did we move past the whole awkward Ryan thing too quickly?
No,
though?
yeah, let's go back.
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Good for him being incredibly direct. He didn't try to make, like, oh, yeah, we'll see, or, like, make excuses. He's
Oh,
like,
maybe.
I cannot. I have plans with my friends. Ain't gonna happen.
But
That's
poor
what my
Kelly.
husband always tells me on Valentine's Day too.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I say that ain't gonna happen.
Ain't gonna
I
happen.
got my friends.
That's right.
It's like his
Bros before.
Joe's.
So, anyways, is there anything you want to say about Ryan?
Josephine's.
What about that situation? You hooked
Oh,
up.
I appreciate a direct person. I think,
Mm.
yeah, I think if somebody was like, "Hey, I've got plans," I'd be like, "Sweet." He's just not that into me. See you later.
Oh, baby.
Answer.
Too
I
bad
need
Kelly
it.
will not
Goodbye.
do that.
Let's take a deep dive right now, ladies and
Sure.
gentlemen, into the female psyche.
Oh gosh.
Oh, wow.
Would you say that I'm a common female though?
Sure.
Wow,
Okay.
it feels like there's no good answer to that. You answered that.
Okay.
He hesitates. My
I am
initial
the
was
most
sure.
Okay,
Sure.
I'm going to speak on behalf of all the women on the planet.
All
You're
the
welcome,
single
women.
ladies.
Everybody cross your fingers.
Fingers?
Pray for me. Hope I do well.
Okay, do it.
Kelly hooks up
Okay,
with this dreamboat
sure.
on September, February 13th, day before Valentine's
Ooh,
Day.
was it
Yeah.
a Friday? Was it spooky?
I sure.
Okay.
Oh.
So they hook up on February 13th. The next day is Valentine's Day.
Okay, it wasn't a Friday.
Are you thinking like that is there the expectation we should do something?
No way. No. And all my one night stands, never.
Well, you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. So in that moment,
Okay, in all honesty though, should we do something? No, but if they acknowledged it, like hey, Valentine's Day, like even if he were to be at a vending machine, get a sweet candy, put it on her desk with a heart on it, that would be sweet. But reservation, hang out the rest of the night, flowers, the whole
I
thing.
see.
No, but a little like don't
Hey, we're
expect
just
anything
starting.
big, but I'm thinking of you.
we're just starting, but I thought about you today.
Yeah, like here, have some like heart chalky
Some
candy things that
some of
everybody
those
hates.
Chalky.
Some of those Tums in heart
Yeah,
form.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Tums.
Here you go.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, something like that. Sure.
All right. Excellent. I love that. That's great.
Interesting.
How'd I do, ladies? Oh,
We'll see.
I hope I represented
The
well.
applause.
That's right. There's some ladies who are like, yeah, and there's some ladies who are like, what you doing,
Get
girl?
the flowers.
Anyways, That was my impression of ladies.
Wow. Yeah.
What you doing, girl?
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it was good.
I always say girl.
Yeah, that's gonna get us a 1 star. Anyways, so then, so like you said, yeah. So then Phyllis is at her desk. She's getting more gifts. Everybody's annoyed, and then Meredith. We cut into the kitchen, and Meredith is like making herself a nice little afternoon cocktail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She trying to fight the depression of Valentine's Day, or what's
No,
going on?
she's just
She's trying to
Meredith.
forget.
She's just trying to get through her day.
Is this her sticking to her plan of like, I want to be in 5 years, I want to be 5 years, well, four and a half years sober?
Yes. So she's got some time still.
That's right. She's like, I got 6 months. Let's do this. So then we cut back to New York. Jan steps into the meeting. She's kind of introducing herself, and then has this moment with Michael where she's like, Michael's kind of like, it's so good to see you.
Yes. Oh boy.
But Jan lets us know, she gets a little bit vulnerable. She's saying, hey, I am nervous about this meeting because I'm also sort of being reviewed by the new CFO, Mr. David Wallace.
Yeah, I like him.
Mr. Wallace.
This is our first, is this our first time
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
checking
Yeah.
out Mr. David Wallace?
Well, yeah,
And he's going to
'cause
be
he's
along for the
new.
ride.
Oh yeah, he's in it for the long
There
haul.
will be many times where we will revisit Mr. David Wallace, but this is our first foray into his
Role.
life. I don't know. Anyways,
4A sounds like a Michael Scott term.
there you go.
Wait, can I pause here for another Andy's Corner when it comes to fashion?
Yeah.
That blue eyeshadow, Jan?
Ooh.
Really? You're being reviewed? And
Ooh.
you're a woman sitting at the table of executives. Blue eyeshadow?
What should she have gone? What does today's professional woman need to choose?
The
when it comes
what's from last episode? The lady that's in the workplace.
That's right. Women in the workplace.
Yeah.
You want to dress
Like the job.
What was the show I
you
didn't know, though?
want,
Dress
not
a job.
the one
not
you
a common
have.
whore, as Angela said.
I still can't remember her name.
So I think her outfit was good.
Remember we said that was a show I didn't know, and we did it last week. It was this lady who's like an executive in.
Ally
Ally
McBeal.
That's it, Ally McBeal. That's what it was.
Yeah. See, have we ever seen Ally McBeal with blue
There you go.
eyeshadow?
I don't
ladies?
think so.
I don't think so.
So what should she have gone with?
For just the makeup, you've
Yeah.
got to keep it. You've got to have it, but you've got to keep it really clean and classic.
So
Big lashes, like just the neutral colors, a little bit of blush.
So your
Some nude
advice
lipstick.
to professional ladies in that corporate environment is keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, sure. That sounds good.
Kiss.
I think that was inappropriate. Anyways, so Josh, as we come back into this moment, it seems like Josh just wrapped up his presentation. And if we know, as we get to know Josh a little bit more, we will. He probably killed it.
Yeah, he
right?
probably did really good
He
at it.
probably just killed the crap out of it. But then it's Michael's turn. So he starts his presentation, which begins with a film called The Faces of Scranton.
Yes.
And you know, that's super sweet. Like, that is so Michael to be all sentimental and sweet, and these are my people about it. That's endearing.
I
As just somebody not sitting at the table and has to like be in a work environment, just somebody watching the show. That's
Michael
sweet of him.
is sweet and stupid.
Oh,
Sure.
sure.
It's like a nice blend of both.
Yeah, a nice
Yeah.
blend. That's what this was.
Yeah.
I do have to tell a story. So it's The Faces of Scranton, and then they play that really cool song. So,
With or
One-
Without You by U2.
okay.
Oh.
So one time, Rob Lambert, we worked at a summer camp together when we were dating and engaged, I think. Anyway, we worked with a lot of summer staff, and we got super, super close
We
to
were
them.
married at that time.
Oh, we were like in this. Like we
Wow,
said
Andy.
yes for the
Just so
long
you
haul,
know,
and
we were
I didn't
married.
even know. I wasn't even like.
You tricked her.